Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now this Gwenpool just came out for week 3 of Spring of Sorrow. I happened to be watching MSD's stream and he was using Toad and I was like, hey, I've got a rank 5 Toad, and went in and actually got the solo on my very first try. But I do want to give thanks to MSD who showed me a really good model. So I just kind of want to break down this fight and just upload the footage for anybody who may want to be using Toad. There is a Brotherhood of Mutants objective, and ironically, Red Magneto and Juggernaut and Professor X, who are some of the notable Brotherhood of mutants, have various inverted controls immunity, and you would think would be great for this. However, due to the node where you basically will die over time if you are immune to inverted controls for any part of the fight, they pretty much won't work. So I was looking at my roster and Toad was the clear answer here. The main threat of this fight is that every 8 seconds you switch between inverted controls and regular controls, and because her specials are unblockable and they have a node that will put like an impending death on you, getting hit by a special one that is unblockable because you're not keeping track of the right controls is going to be the way that you die here. Now there is a little escape hatch. If you do a light ending combo, you are able to get out of that impending death, but in my experience, from what I've seen briefly in the footage, that's not a lot of time to get that together, so getting hit by a special one is probably going to end your try. Now, if you've done Necropolis, there are so many paths, especially like that Odin path, and moments where you need to keep track of inverted controls, that I will say personally I've practiced this enough so that I know what to look for on my HUD to see if it's the red inverted controls thing. We know that we swipe the other way and vice versa. Where it can get a little tricky is if like she's mid special and you need to like dex one way at the beginning and one way at the end. So the main thing in your brain that you want to be focusing on is that very thing. Like, how is this inverted controls timer working and which way am I facing? Now she has the Terrax EOP node where when she dips below a bar of power, you have to push her above a bar of power, and I found that never came into play as being a threat. I guess if you're dancing around and being really passive, then that could bite you, but for the most part, what you're going to be doing with Toad is throwing your special ones after she throws her own. You both are going to be living in green bars of power. You're just baiting her special and throwing your own. The other reason Toad is so good for this is the special connoisseur node, which means you need to be doing prowess-based specials to do any serious damage in this fight. And, he basically is just going to be getting these prowesses so easily that way. So, really easy node basically for him, because by throwing his special ones you're going to be building the prowess, so you don't even have to worry about any other way to get prowess and things like that. His special ones are also a really good way to sort of ramp him up to his permanent prowess and all that, so you are going to just want to be spamming special ones until maybe the end of the fight. Now the last thing to note is that she does have the awakened ability, which means she cannot die from special attacks themselves, so at the very end of the fight you're just gonna have to keep hitting her until she dies. It is a protection of 90%, but it doesn't stop everything, so the poisons will be ticking a little bit, basic hits will be ticking a little bit, but it's kind of like one of those nodes where they cheat death. Like, you just know that when she's all the way down at like 1%, she's still gonna have a little bit of life left in her. So anyway, that's basically the fight. If you are just on top of the inverted controls and you let her throw special ones with her special one bias, and you throw your special ones until the very end of the fight, it's gonna be pretty smooth for you. And I think if I was able to do it on my first try, hopefully, if you have a rank 4 or rank 5 Toad, or you were thinking about awakening him or ranking him up at any time, this would be a good time to do it because he'll fulfill the objective, and he's just generally a really good mutant champion, counters skills really well, and I imagine that this is going to be the easiest of the 3 objectives this week, but we'll see what else is cooking for the rest of them. So anyway, enjoy the end of the fight. You can see what I was talking about with the dancing around once we get down to 1% and how you have to be on top of it when you finish the fight, but that's going to do it for now. Enjoy the rest of this. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.